what raw dog food did I say I use? Sometimes I use a lot of different ones. Vital Essentials, Primal. Used to use Stella and Chewy's. I haven't gotten that lately. All Provide is what I use most of the time. I've got some answers on board. Got all kinds of different things. Okay. So, little housekeeping note. I got bit by something under my eye, so that's why it's puffy. Ticks are bad in New Jersey. Have I tried tick tags? I have not tried tick tags. I use the essential oil sprays, and that's what I've had good luck with. Every once in a while, I check out from the internet, and this weekend was one of those times. And anybody who sends me an emergency, I need an answer right now email on the weekend, you're probably not going to get an answer. If you have an emergency, you really need to be talking to your vet or going to an emergency service. I can't treat your animals, and I can't make recommendations for treatment, and I don't guarantee that I'm answering emails on the weekends or late at night or that sort of thing. But anyway, someone asked me if I would be nice enough to do something on Facebook Live about feeding puppies, because we get a lot of questions about making homemade diets for puppies and whether the pup loaf can be fed to puppies. The pup loaf can be fed to puppies. The problem is it is formulated for adult dogs. And I have not run it through a computer calculator to see what we might have to do to change it for puppies. And that's done for a reason. If you want to make home-prepared food for puppies, you have to have everything just right. You can't skip or skimp on things. You can't leave out liver because you think it's icky to deal with. You can't, omit the calcium for a couple of weeks and say, oh, well, I ran out of this, that, or the other thing. Puppies are growing. Their bones are forming. Large breed puppies require different levels of vitamins and minerals than small breed puppies. And if you get it wrong, you will end up with lifelong problems, including deformities of the bone, arthritic problems. You have to get it right. And so my recommendation, unless you are someone who is very well versed and you know that you are balancing everything to the T for puppies, my recommendation is that you don't start making homemade food for puppies. I had a client who decided she bought a large breed puppy and decided she was going to make it a raw fed puppy from day one, which was fine, except that she wanted to do a DIY raw. So she wanted to make her own, and she had never done that before. So now we've got a large breed puppy that is going to grow until it's about 18 to 20 months old. Growth plates are going to be open until about 10 months. And she decided she would figure it out on her own. The problem was she didn't figure it out on her own very well. And when the dog was about 2.5, started with all sorts of orthopedic problems. And that is what we want to avoid. So I don't formulate for puppies. And I really, would caution anyone who wants to make their own food. That's awesome. But if you have growing pups, I recommend that you wait until we get close to those growth plates being closed. So usually around 8 or 9 months. For small breeds, starting to feed the pup loaf 6 to 8 months, you're probably just fine. For those large breeds, I'd be pretty careful. That's not to say that all commercial diets are formulated perfectly, but they're going to have a better chance of not leaving something out than if you've never done it yourself and you want to start doing it. So, the whole reason we're making the homemade food 101 is because we get a lot of people who say, oh, I make my dog's food. And then we find out that making their dog's food means putting chicken and rice in the bowl or ground beef and broccoli in the bowl and nothing else. And that's not good for long-term health. So I don't recommend, unless you are very well seasoned and you know that you have a diet that has been formulated for puppies. So that's the reason for that. Okay. Commercial raw, can a nutritionist assist with homemade puppy recipes? Probably. They would at least be formulating it using the software. I've never had anyone ask one of the nutritionists to formulate a puppy food. The problem is most of them use that balance it system. So you're basically going to get a carb, a starch, a veg, and a synthetic vitamin. And I don't think that's the way to go either. So personally, I really like the commercial raw foods that are formulated for puppies. And there's quite a few companies that have formulations that are made specifically for puppies. So that's my recommendation. Okay, lots to do today, as usual.